maybe we should go ahead and get started because apparently a lot of people in the chat are saying that they got a bounce, but they're just stopping by to say, "Hey, holy crap, that's awesome, guys. We've missed you. We've been trying to do this, but uh, IRL has just had its grasp on me and it's been keeping me from having internet adventures, and it's been extremely depressing. But we are here now. Let me go ahead and release Mouse as well, my friend, my buddy, my compatriot, and he's gone. I don't know where he went. Hold on, let me try calling him again. Oh, Mouse. And he's offline entirely. Oh, no. Okay, well, it's just us for now, I guess, guys. We'll see if Mouse can call us in a bit. Where did he go? Dang it. He got sucked back into the black hole. That's the worst. That was the worst timing to get sucked into the black hole, too. He missed his intro. Alright, let me see if I can join you guys here. Am I alive? I'm here. Hello? Am I moving? It's been a while. Oh, okay. I think I'm here. Dang. It feels like it's been forever, but we have definitely gone a lot longer without uploading things, but I guess that's just streamer life. How do people stream for like every day? I don't understand it. But I guess that's like a job for some people. Sailor Boy says PP. Hey Sailor Boy. Hey everybody in chat. I've missed you guys. Y'all doing okay over there? I've missed you. I'm hoping Mouse comes back to life soon. But apparently IRL just sucked him back in. I don't. He seriously. I talked to him like 2 minutes before starting the stream, and now he's just vanished. So I guess he is you know, back whenever he's gonna be back. And yeah, Candy, I'm a little bit tired. It has been a lot of, Oh, there's my Spotify playlist. Get that out of here. And yeah, just constant battles in the IRL realm. It's not as kind of a place as the internet. I know a lot of people would say otherwise, but I think the internet's a lot more charitable in, just how you can deal with things. But in the meantime, I mean, like lately though, that kind of hasn't been the case. I guess it depends on what kind of media you enjoy, because the subject of today's stream, and it's something I wanted to talk about, like 2 weeks ago, but lots of problems in IRL space world, you get it. But yeah, spoilers, because the thing is, I was originally going to do a stream about Avengers spoilers because that was like a huge meme. It was a cultural touchstone, I guess. Some of y'all like cape shit, I suppose. Just kidding, I do too. I already saw it, but I also already had the entire thing spoiled for me like a year ago. I spent time on 4chan's co-board, and on there they post spoilers for things all the time. But the thing is, a lot of those times it's just people making up shit. So I feel like it's like a Russian roulette. Most of the time you're not even going to know what is a spoiler and what isn't. But weirdly enough, I had the entirety of Endgame spoiled for me like a month after Infinity War. So yeah, but it was still a pretty enjoyable movie. I liked it, and then just when we thought we were safe from spoilers, everything, the new thing was Game of Thrones spoilers started becoming a huge, huge hot button issue. But apparently it wasn't worth it because a lot of people are very upset with how that went. But yeah. DD Loop says money, that's how. I don't even know what that's in reference to. Usually I have Mouse here to help me read the chat and point out things that I'm missing, but I think he died. Anyway, we have to continue the show without him. I was curious if anybody in chat was aware of all the spoiler shenanigans going on and all that nonsense, but it's something that I can kind of dive into a little bit because it's just been crazy out there. Reddit became obsessed with like in-game spoilers and the memes surrounding in-game spoilers, and they're gonna be making memes out of that shit for like decades apparently. But people stream because money. That's the reference. Sorry. Oh, thank you. I'm so out of it today. I've been tired. Like, I don't know. I've had some IRL changes that have drastically changed my schedule and just how much time I'm able to put into the channel. But this place gives me life. It is my life force. That's why I sound tired, because I haven't been able to, draw energy from my life source, the internet, here, you people, my friends. I have honestly missed you guys so much. It's been so long. I think it's only been like 2 or 3 weeks though, right? Uh, Candy Rabbit says, after getting super into CGI junk like Houdini, I get offended when I see pasted in effects nowadays. I don't know what brought that on, but I totally agree. You're going to eventually start to see a lot of the tutorials. Like, I am a big fan of After Effects. Everything I do passes through After Effects. It's one of my favorite programs. But can't watch a majority of effects on YouTube or other places because every single person does Video Copilot, a popular tutorial series, and it's a pretty good little site for training people. But then everybody just uses those effects over and over and over again, and they just stop being impressive after a while. It's like the flare tool in Photoshop, like sometime in the early 2000s, I think. Photoshop added like a flare button that you could just hit, and like bam, there's a flare, and then it just became the worst button ever because it just instantly became a make my art look super amateurish button. uh hey Creamy Kun. Anyway, oh, Cream's here. Hey Cream, how's it going? People been spoiling Game of Thrones recently since a lot of people are not happy with the direction the series is going in. Now, from what I've heard, as interesting as the memes surrounding the in-game spoilers were, what's interesting with the in-game spoilers was that there was like a weird community effort to try and block them, and it became like something people were championing people for, like avoiding spoilers and blocking spoilers and deleting spoilers, like people taking like the metaphorical bullet to not be spoiled about things in order to save other people from being spoiled by things. But I think the Game of Thrones spoiler stuff has been so much more interesting because one, I heard that the big deal was that apparently a site leaked the entire script for the entire series months ago. Apparently, the same thing happened with in-game, but they also put out a lot of false information to kind of throw people off the trail. So it was like kind of muddled. You could see some major things and some major spoilers out there, but Game of Thrones literally had the entire season spoiled, so it was just out there. But one of the more interesting things, uh, all movies are ruined except for Avatar. That's beautiful still today. Agree to disagree. But you know what? There's gonna be like 8 more of them, so you guys can just enjoy those if you need to. I've mainly given up on avoiding spoilers, says Mr. Creamtastic. Memes happen, and then it becomes just normal routine. So I was gonna lead up to that. I kind of like swore off avoiding spoilers some time ago. One, because I'm just weird and I enjoy reading about spoilers almost as much as I do like watching movies and stuff. Just because, like, I don't know, maybe I take some sort of weird sadistic pleasure in knowing about movies before they've come out. I don't really understand why I do it, but I did see a interesting study online saying that people who were exposed to books and movies and other things like the plots or twist. That's it. Sorry, the word is twist. M. Night Shyamalan's. People were exposed to M. Night Shyamalan's, the endings of those movies and books and other things like that, and then they were asked how much they enjoyed it, and on like pretty much consistently, people enjoyed things just as much if they knew the twist to stuff, and like just knowing that, I am totally okay with being spoiled by stuff now. That being said, so much of Endgame was pretty much the spoilers and how things ended up for certain characters. And knowing that stuff, I think, did kind of ruin the movie a little bit for me. But ultimately, I found it to be an enjoyable experience. But yeah, I think it's impossible to avoid them, and it's almost too much of a hassle at this point. Like Creamtastic over here said in the chat, that it's just too hard. There's just too much work that has to go into it to avoid things, and I don't like cutting myself off from the internet live stream. So I've just kind of accepted the fact that I'm going to be spoiled by everything now, and I've just sort of learned to deal with it. Spoilers don't affect me too much, says DD Loop, since they don't give out enough info for me to get annoyed at. Like with Harry Potter spoilers with Dumbledore, you still don't know what leads to that spoiler. That's another good point. You really need context most of the time to understand what makes a lot of spoilers significant. There was one big one. Oh, look who it is. Look who came crawling back. Hello. Is your microphone working, mouse? I can't hear anything you're saying. Oh, because I muted you. Let me unmute you. Hello.
Hello.
Are you alive? Did you
I've
survive?
been. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened.
Interesting. You kind of
I
disappeared for quite a while there.
yeah, I well, that was a strange thing. I had Discord minimized, And I was like, this sure is taking a long time to start the podcast. And then I checked the stream and you were just rolling, and I was
Huh.
very,
Yeah,
very interesting.
you were just like out of the call. Like I was like, let me go unmute Mouse. Everybody, Mouse is here, and I looked and you just weren't there and you were offline. So that was a little terrifying, but I think I rolled with it pretty well.
Okay,
Chat,
well, I'm here now.
did I roll with it pretty well? I don't know. I basically told him you died, and I didn't see any Fs in chat,
That's a
but I'll
fair
give you an
assumption.
F now. So can we get some Fs for Mouse, and then like whatever the opposite of an F is for resurrection? But let me see. So I don't know if you heard any of what we've been talking about.
No.
Okay. Well, we're talking about spoilers.
Okay.
Are you aware of? Oh no, I stopped moving all of a sudden. We're having more technical difficulties now.
Oh, yeah.
This is good. It's all happening. Okay, I'm alive. I can move again. Ooh,
Hopefully, this
ooh.
time the computer will just crash and it'll be like 2 for 2.
Yeah, hopefully we can dodge the black hole, Chan, this time. I saw some memes about that at our last stream. We were discussing the black hole, and almost as if on cue, my entire computer was swallowed by a blue screen. So I've tried to do some work to make sure that doesn't happen this time. But Mouse, how do you feel about spoilers?
Uh, Largely, they don't affect me.
Yeah, that seems to be the general consensus of the chat as well, because they're just kind of unavoidable at this point. So most people seem to be just like, dealing with them and coping with them rather than like being super upset by them. But there's been some interesting kind of, because you were talking about in-game spoilers, we were talking about in-game spoilers, or at least how much of a big deal everyone was making about them. We can also just discuss the movie in general. Like I did say spoilers as the title, so we can just discuss the movie if you wish. What did you think of it now that we're like a couple weeks out of it?
It was good. Uh,
Yeah, continue.
yeah. No, that's my synopsis. There were
Okay, that's
choices.
it. That's the entire thing.
Listen, I see a movie maybe once a year. Um,
And that was the one.
but no, I mean there were some choices that they made that I didn't necessarily like, but that's every movie, so it's not like a big
What
deal, I
changes?
guess.
What kind of? What do you mean by
Well, not
changes?
did I say changes? I
I
meant
don't know.
uh,
I'm hardly here right
choices.
now.
They just
Choices. Okay.
made some choices that
What
I
kind of
was not.
choices?
I don't know. I don't. I feel like they should have switched the outcomes of Cap and Tony. Personally,
That's a good background. Okay. I mean, the description I heard was they had let me get out of this. Oops. I'm gonna be doing a little dance here. Okay, I'm back. I heard the directors apparently did an AMA or something, and they said they wanted both characters. He's referring to, if you guys haven't seen this stuff.
yeah, I didn't say I worded it specifically how I did because we haven't heard anything back from the chat about spoilers or
I
anything, so
mean,
I
no
didn't want to
one's.
like lay into it until we get some, yeah,
I'm
either way.
guessing. I'm guessing anybody who actually is trying to avoid spoilers to things would not be clicking on a live stream called spoilers. I'm just gonna go roll with that. If anybody in the chat wants to speak up, forever hold your peace. Sarah Derby says, "Oh, and Sarah Derby's stopping by right before they go to work. Thank you again for coming. Very honored that you would
Hello
make time
and
for us."
goodbye,
Well, they're
I
still here for
suppose.
now. My most painful spoilers are things like when I check a character wiki for someone or something and the status is marked deceased. No one to blame but myself. Otherwise, pretty chill with most spoilers. I agree, and I actually had that happen to me like this past like couple days, which was I was catching up and playing the Walking Dead game, and we had not finished it yet, and I totally saw that exact thing. Very disappointing, but also, not like end of the world kind of stuff. Like
The
it.
only time I've ever been invested in spoilers myself is like when I don't know, because like in this for Endgame, I almost got like
Oh, medic. See, look over here. Medic is medic.
what?
Mark. I'm sorry, medic. We'll try and okay. I mean, like, list what you don't want to be spoiled because we
Yeah,
don't want to spoil
right now
anything
we're
for you.
talking about Endgame, so there's nothing
Yeah.
about Game of
Hopefully,
Thrones or any of that stuff because that's we're talking about.
Jesus Christ, Candy. Jesus, that little comment right there, Captain Marvel. Can we talk about Captain Marvel? Can we talk about Captain Marvel voring I thought it was too much. I'm upset about future generations and being exposed to Vor in a mainstream superhero movie. It's really troubling. I'm worried for today's youth. Okay, Medic Mark
Oh,
has not seen Endgame yet. We will not. We won't go into too much discussions. The Vor has already been spoiled for you. I'm sorry about that, but honestly, I don't really. I feel like that should be something they should have put on the posters as like a warning, but they
I don't even
didn't.
really remember that.
Yeah, it happened
So,
really fast in the background, but definitely happened. It's canon. Canon.
but yeah, I almost got invested in avoiding spoilers for Endgame just because I had gotten so close to seeing the movie,
Mm-hmm.
like without
Have
because
anything ruined for you?
I barely watch trailers and anything like that. Well, it's not so much that didn't want anything ruined for me,
Yeah.
but I was having fun with my friends, kind of trying to figure out what we thought was going to happen. And so, like, I didn't want to
Ah.
accidentally have an edge in like our own debate. And
Okay,
so, like,
that's
that's why I
interesting.
was worried about spoilers. Not so much that, like,
Well,
I would know the outcome of the movie ahead of time, because with a movie like that, it's just kind of like, you're along for the ride anyway. It's not like there's a great, it's not like a twist ending where it's like, oh, everything makes sense now. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, the events. And so I got to the point where I was like kind of trying to avoid them just for the sake of
can
discourse with my other friends who hadn't
right,
seen
right.
it.
But can you say any of the theories you had, like without trying to give away too much? Were you close to the things that actually happened in the movie?
Well, so here's the thing. I can either tell you what my theories were, or I can tell you how correct I was. I can't tell
I
you both
mean,
without making it a spoiler.
okay, so it sounds like yeah, okay, yeah. Do choose the how. Well, I don't know. It's almost like
No,
were you
for
accurate or what was your rate of
for
success?
I would say the thing I mentioned before Mark got here was the thing I was wrong about. Everything else I pretty much got right.
Interesting. Okay, Mark, go see the movie. We'll do another stream and talk about it.
Yeah, we'll wait. We'll be here for a while.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
not
You
4 hours,
got it's
but
it's what like 3 hours. We'll just stream for like another 8 hours. Like that should give you enough
yeah,
drive time to get back and everything.
it'll be fun. We'll
He's
be
probably going to bed soon. I don't know because I'm pretty sure he's in one of those like far away Australia like countries. Where I think there's kangaroos there. I don't know if it is Australia, but it's something similar. You're very far away from me, and I don't care to remember the name of the place you live in because I am an American and we don't remember those things. We're too important. I'm tired.
I gotta
I
say, Medic, when I
apologize.
first read your comment, when you said you were going to catch it Tuesday, I read it as fantasy stuff came up, and I was like, what kind of crazy life are you leading where fantasy stuff came up?
I spoiled a lot of myself. Oh wait, hold on. I remember Albie's here. Hey Albie. Albie and I have been doing some collaboration stuff. I'm hoping to show you guys some of the stuff he's been making with me next week. But I don't want to spoil anything, so I won't say anything else. I remember somebody telling me they went to see Endgame, but before the movie they showed the trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home, and everyone was like, "Shit, are you kidding me?" Yeah, yeah, that was a big thing.
That's amazing.
That I feel like that was just Sony kind of dunking on Endgame just by being like he's here. They had a really funny thing. Yeah, I guess that
Okay.
would be a spoiler. Even talking about that might be considered a spoiler. Mark,
It's like in the
Mark,
first 2 seconds
did
of
you
the.
know? Did you know they're coming out with another Spider-Man movie, Mark? I don't know. He'll tell us. JoJo. Somebody had JoJo spoiled for them. There's a lot of good stuff in
Oh, good.
JoJo, but there's also JoJo. I feel like can be the most taken out of context. Like I could tell you some spoilers about JoJo, like regarding blood bubbles, and it would mean nothing to you unless you've already like been exposed to a majority of the series. And then at that point, it's like
That's
I
how I
wouldn't even
feel
be
about the
mad.
Game of Thrones stuff that people are talking about right
Yeah,
now. It's like somebody's like, so and so, something happens, and like I'll sarcastically repeat it because I have no idea. You know what I mean? In like fake
yeah,
surprise. Like
yeah.
I watched the first like 4 episodes of that show, I think.
We could talk about that like a whole couple hours, like just the idea of. I think that's definitely a case of being exposed to fandoms before being exposed to the media, and then you kind of make a judgment about the media based on the fandoms, or at least like I don't know. I've been intentionally not into Game of Thrones, not like on purpose, but just like I know there's an effort that goes into getting caught up, and I'm not ready to make that kind of commitment based on what I've seen of it, and also the people I've seen who are into it. Like,
Personally, I feel almost justified in the reactions to this last season.
well,
I've
Yeah,
just
I've
had
heard it's
8 years
bad,
of
but
people telling me like, I can't believe you're not watching this show. I can't believe it's the best thing in the world. You would love it for like 8 fucking years, and now it's like the last season's terrible, and I just feel just like
yeah. Oh,
yes,
you feel
thank you.
vindication for it being bad?
Yes,
I have a little bit
vindicated.
of
That's the word I was looking
I
for.
have a little bit of Schadenfreude of like, haha. I'm not exposed to this thing that you've been excited about and counting on, and I've experienced no joy, so now I've experienced no suffering either. Yay me. But I wanted to talk about Game of Thrones spoilers because kind of what we're discussing at the very beginning. I'm not sure if you were
Just
here yet, Mouse, but
real
just the
quick,
yeah
I'm
yeah
gonna let you know
mm-hmm.
that my computer has decided that now is an optimal time for
Ah,
updates, and in
okay.
about 4 minutes, it will restart whether I tell it to or not. So I'll try
Okay.
and switch
All right, might
switch
as well.
options here in a
You
little
you
bit.
can I mean you've been sucked into the void before and you came back all right. So
Yes, into the Soul Stone.
good old Windows 10. Yeah, yeah, definitely like getting dusted here in 4 minutes. Try and see if you can give out one last cry of pain before you get cut off, like as if you did get killed. That'd be pretty
I wish
entertaining.
it had a timer. If I had a timer,
Okay, so it said like rough. It didn't even tell you when it's
it
updating. It's
was
just gonna
like
be like, hey,
it was like in 4 minutes and whatever seconds, and it was like counting down, but then that part went away.
so they just want to
So
keep you on edge. They're like, "Hey,
yeah,
we a death is coming sometime in the next 5 minutes.
I
Get your
don't feel
ass
so
ready. We're
good,
not gonna tell
Mr.
you when."
Stark.
There's a theory that Game of Thrones. Ooh, maybe something happened because my other computer, not the one I'm streaming from, because fuck Windows 10. But yeah, I just got like a little notification about problems as well. Uh, so
God damn it, Windows.
somebody asking, different than book or movie spoilers. Oh, talking about video game spoilers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's much different. Eris dies in Final Fantasy VII. That's like pretty much the spoiler.
Oh man.
Yeah, the upcoming game Final Fantasy VII. I just spoiled it for you. I'm
Speaking of,
sorry.
I'm already mad about that.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Uh, I
Oh,
don't.
bye, Sarah. Good.
Apparently,
Thanks
it's
for
going to be
coming.
released episodically, which drives me just insane
Why is that?
inherently. What is what?
Why does that drive you insane?
I don't know. It seems like a poor way to release a game that was released all at one time before.
Well, they got to make as
And
much
does
money
it
as
disappoint
possible,
you?
Mouse. How else are they going to do that except by dividing the game into like 8 different parts?
Yeah, except I'm not gonna buy it until it maybe is all out.
Eh.
Because it's like they could stop production of it halfway through, and then I'm stuck with half a game.
Well, I mean, it's probably bad anyways because I don't trust Nomura with anything. I wouldn't trust Nomura to drive me to an airport. Little like he's not. I mean, do you think the man who made Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to have enough tact to do the comedy scene from where Cloud is dressed as a woman? I don't think so. I think that's going to be pretty horrible.
They confirmed it was going to be in, but
I don't want it to be. I don't. Like, people are like, "Oh, he's not going to do
like
it," but it's
the
like
thing I'm
it's
not
almost
sure of
worse that
is
he
like
does do it.
I don't know if it's like a remake or a reboot or just like an HD redo, which is what I thought it was. So I don't
Uh,
know. I thought it was like literally just um remaking the game, which is why it didn't make any sense to me for it to be episodic. I thought it was just like the same story.
no, they're doing their own thing. They're gonna probably be making it a lot more like Final Fantasy 15 or something like that. But I'm not completely against you, but I'm kind of against the entire thing. So, like, pretty much at this point, anything is going to disappoint me. So I don't really care. But Mr. Creamtastic is talking about spoiling unedited virgin boss fights day one. That is an interesting thing because a lot of people are upset about the
Can you hear
idea of
me?
having. Yes, I can still hear you. I was wondering, you got a little
Good.
quiet. You're
Well,
quiet
my
now.
computer went down, but now I am on mobile. So
Ah, creative. I like
I've got
that.
the emergency backup.
Uh, create. So Creamtastic, when he was referring to, or they, I'm guessing it's a he because they are
Yeah, I
Mr.
can't see the
Creamtastic.
trap. I can't see the chat now because my computer is.
Oh, okay. I'll try and read things to you if I see things. So you're going in blind right now. Um, but the so Creamtastic was talking about how when they referred to video games being spoiled, they weren't even talking about narratively. They were talking about like boss fights being spoiled and like general experiences being spoiled. You there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay.
I'm trying. I'm processing.
Okay. All right. I'll try and carry the conversation in case you're like physically and mentally processing. But I do
No, no,
think
no.
it's an interesting idea because it is like almost like spoiling a path that you're gonna walk, or like,
Well, that's kind of what I was talking about when I was referring to my interactions with
oh, bye medic. Mark
Endgame.
Mark just stopping by because it is a weird time over there. Thanks for stopping by, and now we'll spoil all the things so you can't watch the rest of this. Just kidding. Go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
but that's kind of what I was referring to with the Endgame one. It's because like I wasn't really worried about the details of the movie necessarily, but just
Mm-hmm.
how I interact with it with my friends. But
Ah,
like I know what
interesting.
I completely understand what they're saying too about that because it's like after you've watched somebody play a puzzle game, there's almost no point in playing said puzzle
Yeah.
game
Yeah, that's a
because
good
you
point.
know the answers. Like you don't have to figure it out; you already know it. So that's a completely valid
Uh,
um,
yeah. I mean, like
like
the
definition
metaphor,
of it or whatever.
the perfect metaphor I just came up with is it's like somebody telling you, oh, when you go in this haunted house, watch out for the third corner because someone's gonna jump out of it. Like that would genuinely alter your experience somewhat, and probably in a negative way. So I guess if it's like something you're like not passively experiencing, it kind of makes a difference. But I don't know. One thing I wanted to get to, I think we've kind of drifted away from Game of Thrones at this point, but there was an interesting situation where before you joined Mouse, or before you were escaped the void, we were talking about how like it doesn't necessarily impact the enjoyment, and they've actually done studies to prove that people will rate movies, TV shows, books just as highly after being spoiled major plot points and everything like that, just because like so like kind of proving that spoilers don't necessarily ruin things, at least like in those formats. I don't believe they talked about video
Well,
games in that.
right.
But
That's kind of what I was saying.
right, but what's interesting is so Destiny, you probably don't recognize that name, but I think you do know him because he was the one who
What was the name?
Destiny, he's a streamer like me,
Okay, yeah, I'm
but
not
he's a little bit
familiar.
bigger, just a little bit. But he was the guy who debated JonTron, and he debates
Hello.
everyone. And I think I've shown you his clips, and you were not a fan of the guy. But he had
Sounds right.
a yeah. But he's an interesting person. I'd like to make a whole video on him. He's if you guys don't know who he is, he's a streamer who was once a StarCraft player, but now he spends most of his time kind of debating people. He's like a liberal Ben Shapiro. He would probably hate me for saying that because I don't think he identifies as liberal. Anyway, he was like arguing with his own audience, who are usually very much in support of his own theories and everything like that, about how spoilers don't matter and that they don't impact viewing experience for things. And he started getting salty that so many of his viewers were disagreeing with him, and he started DMing them spoilers for Game of Thrones. Like, so that when they opened, like, yeah. So he actually got banned from, like, a lot of people were not happy about that, and he got banned from, I think, the subreddit that's most popular for live streamers. They just went ahead and like retaliated by banning him and clips about him from the subreddit. And a lot of people were generally just like douche move guy. And usually I disagree with them. Well, I guess it's still a douche move even if I agree with him. I still wouldn't go out of my way to spoil things for people. Mark, if we do at some point discuss in-game spoilers, I will actually give you a heads up if you're watching the VOD of this later. I ain't gonna be doing that to people. Uh, Destiny is a pretty short guy. Oh, you that kind of epic. Oh, I mean, I wasn't. I don't know. I don't know too much about the Destiny memes and all that. I've just been exposed to this guy a lot because he does. There's a kind of weird internet argument community, like people who like arguing and fighting on the internet, like make a
Huh.
pastime out of it. And I've met enough people in my life to be very frustrated with people like that, but also kind of fascinated by them and how they're able to like distort reality around them to some degree. It's pretty interesting. Have you ever met somebody like that, Mouse?
Um, Not specifically online, but that type of argumentative person certainly.
have you met someone who's so good at arguing that they can just argue a point that they don't even agree with, but are willing to argue it just to be like, I'm right? Because I have, and it's a frustrating
I'll
experience.
argue for the sake of devil's advocate personally, but like not to the
No,
point of like I've got to win.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean in the sense that I think it's called like bad faith argument when you're arguing for something that you don't even believe in or just to fuck with people. But it's weird. There's like this like skill ceiling of debate and logic and arguing logic where it's almost like levels. Like if you're a better argumenter, debater, master debater, I was trying to avoid that joke, but it came out. You can kind of like it's like you can weirdly convince anyone of doing anything. And it sounds like you're done updating.
Well, I'm switching to a different computer.
There we
I've gone
go.
from computer to mobile to maybe setting up a different computer, but I have to move all my equipment.
Yeah, Mr. Creamtastic was aware of what Destiny did. It made him so angry that I have to talk about this story. Okay, well, it's like, okay. DD Loop just said exactly what I was thinking, like atheists defending Bible faith and its values. That's one good example. But it's like, it's interesting because it's like, I think it's the most frustrating experience in the world when you're arguing with someone and you know they're wrong, but you don't have a way to express it. And they're just better at arguing than you are, so you know you're looking like an idiot, but you can't say anything else because everything you're saying is just being thrown back in your face, and you have nothing else you can say without looking like an idiot. So you kind of just sit there frustrated and let this person talk hot shit and just say you're stupid and make you look stupid. And I don't know. It's an experience that like I've gone through multiple times, enough times that even though I don't like arguing with people, it's something I've tried to get better at. Yeah.
I don't know. I have a buddy of mine that we just would argue all the time about literally anything.
It's almost like a sport. It is. It really is like a game. It's like wrestling sometimes. And like some people are just better at wrestling. And I had the misfortune of knowing someone IRL who would just argue about everything to get their way. Like not even about like logic or politics or anything like media or anything. They were just able to kind of like convince everyone to let them do what they want, and it was not a fun time to be around that person because you would basically be getting screwed and you wouldn't even be aware you were screwed until you were like it was literally like I've heard people use the term reality distortion field. It's like a Star Trek thing, but they used it to describe Steve Jobs because he would just say shit and people would be like, yeah, that makes sense. And then he would leave, and like 5 minutes after he left, people would be like, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Why did I let him just walk out saying the stupidest shit I've ever heard? And it's because he had this like way of convincing people. And I see people like that on the internet all the time, and they kind of scare me, to be honest, because on the internet, logic and words and reason are the only kind of like law to the land. So you end up having these people like able to gain these huge followings and say and convince their followers to do certain things and to influence people. And it's kind of spooky, especially when you see Destiny, who just does it so blatantly. Like he's not even trying to appeal to people through emotions. He's just like, I'm going to lay the facts out as I see them, and if you disagree with me, come face me in the fucking arena. Like, let's go toe to toe, and I'll show you how wrong you are. And it's just not a good time. Yeah, trolls. I agree with you. If a lot of people can only resort to screaming, especially if you're not very good at articulating. If someone's not very good at articulating, it can just become a "I'm talking louder than you" kind of discussion. Mouse, you still with us? I've been blathering on for a while. Oh no, he died and I wasn't even aware. F in the chat for Mouse until he comes back. Speech 100. Yeah, exactly. Like that's pretty much what it is. It becomes like a superpower where you're able to like just convince everyone of anything and basically just kind of control the masses. It's scary. I do not have you muted, Mouse. He's messaging me now. I wouldn't mute you, friend. Hey, he's back. Did you go back to your other means of communication?
No, I'm back on mobile now. I'm not sure, for whatever reason, when I switch to mobile, it's fine, but when I try to switch back to the computer, it
Well,
doesn't work.
you got some F's in chat,
'Cause
so congratulations. You were missed this time.
okay, this
Uh,
time.
yeah, I mean, I'm holding up mine to the bargain. Cream's right. Like, I got the stream still going, so I don't know what's going on over there, buddy. But gotta get your shit in shape.
The
How's the update going?
well, God, I don't know. Installing update 1 of 3. I don't know.
Oh, that's great. Good old Windows.
Yeah,
Uh,
but no, I joined into the call on my desktop, and it was picking up my voice, but apparently not coming through on your end. So I don't know what that was. I switched back to mobile for now.
Oof, Creamtastic. This is kind of, we can bring it back around to spoilers. This is from Mr. Creamtastic in chat. I came across this kid that was openly bragging about how he extorted a trip to Peter Piper Pizza from his mother by threatening to spoil a film. Like, you're a douche for doing that, but also you're kind of stupid for letting that happen. But I guess if it's something that like you've been waiting for like years, like a really long time to just, like I don't know, like watch a movie or something, and if you think that knowing this thing is going to ruin a movie for you, that you'd be willing to go to extraordinary lengths to avoid these spoilers. But I don't know. I guess I just don't care about
I don't
something like
relate
that.
that hard to that. Yeah, I don't
I
think that
mean,
there's ever been a thing that I've been so invested in that if somebody were to tell me an additional thing about it, it would just like destroy
yeah.
it for me.
I mean, I think the closest thing was the video game like comparison, because I could see
Yeah,
if there were like some surprises or something that would like ruin the game, or like oh, like I know a good one. A good one would be if somebody tells you the easiest way to beat the game, or like a way to like completely destroy everything in the game so there's no challenge. Like that would suck. Like just
right.
knowing that there's an easier way to do things and it just stays there and it hangs over you. And are you effing yourself? Wait, that came out entirely wrong.
It does say
Oh my
yes.
god. You just effed yourself
Got
in
him.
chat. Ah, okay. Um, wow. I don't know if we can recover from that. That was incredible. Okay, but yeah, so Destiny was going through and DMing, and I am fascinated by the idea of weaponizing spoilers, because it is like this idea of like literally weaponizing an idea, using an idea that scares people. It's almost like a Harry Potter spell or something, like like oh, reading this one word or phrase will alter your life and make it worse somehow. And I mean, like it's an interesting idea, like this idea, because I think it is like the closest it's I've seen. Another kind of example of this is like I've seen people on Tumblr send each other gore, or not send each other gore, but like somebody will create a new account, message someone an image or a link or something like that, and when you click on it, it's just this horrible, horrible image that's usually gore or some kind of really crazy sex act. Like, do you remember way
Just
back
like a
in the
shitty
internet
version of
time?
Rick rolling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or I'm trying to remember meatspin.com or lemonparty.org. There were a lot of these like porn sites that did this kind of thing that were just like really, really vile, degenerates porn. So that as soon as you clicked it, oh, Two Girls One Cup was another one. Like people, like you can always spot someone if you play the certain song. Everyone just kind of gets uncomfortable because there's this really, oh man, it's weird that this is like old now. I guess it is like almost a decade old at this point. But the or open pomegranate, I don't know. But the okay, so I'm wondering who in chat knows about Two Girls One Cup, because this is like old internet. Like this is like maybe even prior to Rick rolling. I'm not even sure. No, probably
Mm,
not. But it's pretty old. No, we're not posting links in chat. You guys can like do your own research on this. Please do not post. I don't have a mod. I don't know how to delete things from chat, but please don't do it. But the
do it.
so Two Girls One Cup was like, it was just poop related. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It was porn that was poop related to a level that was horrifying.
And there was a
And
cup
there
involved.
was a cup, and there were also two girls. But like weaponizing
Spoilers.
ideas is what it is. Ooh, it is Orwellian, isn't it? Mr. Creamtastic just said, weaponizing ideas is exactly what us followers of Orwell fear, both in senses, respect, and genuine terror. I mean, what was it called? I think in 1984 they called it like,
I feel like that's the opposite of what we're talking about, though.
how so? I mean, I'm trying to remember there's a term that
Well,
people still toss around a
the
lot, like problematic
the
ideas or something.
Orwellian fear of information was mostly the repression of information, burning books and keeping people ignorant.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
with the case of spoilers, you're threatening to give people information, so they have to know things.
So
So
it'd
it's like an
be,
inverse situation.
well, it was also
Like it's
like,
still the
I
information
mean,
holds the power, which is the parallel there, but it's kind of in an inverted way.
oof. Candy Rabbit watched it 8 times over. You would, Candy Rabbit. You're weird. Love you, but you're weird. Anyway, yeah. I mean, like in that sense, though, like I've seen certain religions do the same thing about ideas and everything, but at the same time, it's like I do. I mean, we're getting to that part of the stream where we get super abstract about stuff. Do you think there is such a thing as dangerous ideas that you might regret experiencing or learning about?
No.
Really? Like not a single idea or a piece of knowledge that you don't think you'll ever regret learning?
I can't even fathom what,
Really?
like I
Huh,
can't
maybe
even
it's just
think of
me.
an area
I mean, I'm
I
not...
can't even think of an area where like that kind of information would be. I don't know. I don't believe in that, I guess.
LBGN, when I was a child, I opened a video thinking it was a Smurfs movie. First seconds were naked people painted in blue. I will never forget that. That's a true horror story right there. That sounds awful. I'm sorry you had to experience that. Even though I am a blue person, I hope... Ooh, is that why... Is that... I mean... I hope my being here isn't scarring you somehow. But the... I mean, I definitely...
Avatar.
I feel like there's a lot of knowledge that... somebody said it in chat. I'm sorry, I missed it already. Trolls. Trolls said information is power. And I agree with that. Like, that's... I hold to that. And I don't think there's many ideas or things that I would learn about that I'd be like,
I
oh,
don't think
no.
that that's untrue.
No,
I
I agree with
definitely
it.
think that there's power in information, but that like I was just comparing the Orwell comment
Yeah,
to
no.
the current
Well,
situation.
I know, I'm saying, but I want to get back to the idea. I'm using the ideas as power as a way to say I don't fear information, but I do fear the power that comes with certain information, if that makes sense. Or the power that I suddenly have. Like, it's like a responsibility sometimes. Like, it's one thing
Yeah,
to...
we get it. You like Peter Parker.
Yeah. But the idea of... I mean, like, Peter Parker's a good example. If you brought up Spider-Man, I guess we can talk about Spider-Man. I do like Spider-Man.
No, you literally just said
Yeah.
information has power and it comes with responsibility.
Yeah, I know.
And
I wasn't
like
trying
you
to do a
said it.
Spider-Man quote, but it's probably embedded in my brain at this point. I do like Spider-Man a whole lot. Not too excited about that new trailer, though. We'll see. I'm curious how they're going to do Mysterio.
Back to the spoiler cast.
Yeah,
I'm
back to...
excited
Oh, yeah,
about
we can loop it all back around, but, I mean... Yeah, I can just say, like, I do fear responsibility and power, so therefore I do fear certain ideas and information, because there's some things I don't want to know. But yeah, Mysterio's going to be in the new Spider-Man movie, y'all. I'm excited about that. Spoilers,
And Tony
Mysterio's a
Stark goes in.
trickster.
Bazinga.
Well, you didn't spoil that. You should have
What?
spoiled that. You just spoiled that.
Yeah.
You spoiled it.
Mark's gone.
And the spoiler. I know. But I told Mark I would tell him when we're going to spoil things. Mark, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, or like... I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat now. Do you need me to read you anything? Mouse is still cut off from the chat, I'm assuming.
No, I'm conversing on mobile, but I have the stream up on my desktop.
Oh,
so
excellent.
we're all good.
Okay, cool.
All things have stabilized.
There's a lot of things. I activated Google. I'm sorry, Google, I wasn't talking to you. But the, yeah, I guess we could go back to superheroes after that, because it was getting a little heavy. Spider-Man. How do you feel about the new Spider-Man trailer? Did you see that after seeing Endgame? I mean, we're talking about the Spider-Man Endgame, post-Endgame trailer.
I do like that they added it to the end of the movie. I thought that was funny.
What?
It's now the trailer for Far From Home is now the after credits scene.
Really?
And
I didn't know
yes,
that.
they added it. Yep.
So DD Loop pointed out the big question that everyone's wondering, and I'm excited about it. I wasn't excited in the trailer because I was like, oh no, they're trying to play Mysterio like he's a straight superhero, and they're going to make it a big twist that he's not a superhero. But then all the internet discussion surrounding Mysterio was a lot of people arguing about whether or not he'd be a trickster this time, and now it actually is up in the air because a lot of people do think he's going to be just a regular superhero, and a lot of people think he's not, and a lot of people don't even know who Mysterio is. And my theory, what I'm really excited about,
the best out of the
oh yeah,
Spider-Man.
he's my favorite villain. They
oh,
better get him right, and the only way to do him
yeah,
right,
that's
yeah, Spider-Man. But the only way for them to do Mysterio right. Okay, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Because I'm calling this is how they're gonna do it. So they're gonna play it off as Mysterio is a superhero, and then they're gonna play it off as, oh, like someone's gonna be like, he was actually a villain this whole time, and then he's gonna be like, no, I was just pretending to be a villain because this guy's the actual villain, and it's gonna be somebody else, and then they're gonna be like,
triple cross.
yeah, triple cross, and then it'll be like, oh, we were wrong, sorry, Mysterio, and then he's gonna double cross them, and then they're gonna get him again, and then they're gonna find out he doesn't even have powers or whatever, and there's gonna be just like 18 levels of subterfuge, and I'm very into that. Like that's the only way they could do it, is if they like go back and forth so many times that everyone in the in the theaters is confused, but also everyone in the movie is confused as well. I think that is the best option for everyone. I love Mysterio. I'm gonna put Mysterio behind me because I love Mysterio so much. He's by far the best villain. Mysterio. I'm really excited I got Jake Gyllenhaal to do him as well. But the only way he's gonna be good is I want a charlatan. Like I think I just like con artist characters a lot, and that's what I really want. Look at him, he's beautiful. Look at that helmet, it's the best. He's so great. And before Mysterio
was the reason that I enjoyed it.
Yeah, like they gotta, and he looks great in the movie.
That sweet globe head.
As Mr. Creamtastic put it, and before Mysterio just gets sucker punched by Tom Holland and yeeted out of the film. That would also be acceptable. I'd be fine with that if, like, in the first 10 minutes, like, of him being a villain or hero or whatever, he just gets immediately discovered. Because Mysterio works on multiple levels. He can work as, like, the ultimate, like, Loki-like trickster, where he's just constantly working on a scheme, or he just works as a pathetic, like, unlucky villain who doesn't actually have any powers, and as soon as you find out which one the real him is, he just gets yeeted, as Mr. Creamtastic put it. The original Spider-Man, the movie video game, had a great boss fight with him, where you fought him once, and you weren't really fighting him, you were fighting, like, several illusions of him or whatever, and then later on, he's robbing a convenience store because you've just screwed him so much. He's literally down to robbing convenience stores, and you watch him, like, you get ready for the boss fight, and then they show he's got like 18 health bars or something ridiculous, like 5 times as many health bars as any enemy you fought, and then you punch him once, and he, like, all 18 health bars is dropped down to 0 instantly. So it's incredible, and he's got so much you can do with him as a character. He's such a fun, tropey guy, and, like, I don't think there's too many other characters who have gone to, like, the level of him. But, like, right now, I think it's fun that they're making him a hero, but I hope it's not the entire film. Like, I hope they're not going to do, like, a twist, like, at the very end, revealing that he's not a hero, because I'm just going to sit there the entire time, like, waiting for that drop. And I hope they make it...
Well, I think the more important question about this movie is, what does it open up in terms of, like, the ramifications of establishing that there's a multiverse?
Yeah, so that word was
That's
used.
the more interesting part.
That's a
of
big
the
word.
To me.
Trolls pointed out a good thing, which was theories are like the Schrodinger's cat of spoilers, and that's kind of how I deal with spoilers, because you don't know. It's kind of hard to confirm spoilers a lot of the time. So it's more about, like, and that's kind of the game you were playing with your friends in regards to Endgame, right, Mouse? Because it was like,
yes,
it was like, oh, who's gonna be the most right?
Yeah, we can discuss that now if you want to.
I guess so. Yeah. What were your theories? Or what did you get
I
right?
thought I got Widow correct that she was not going to make it
Interesting.
because that was like an obvious move.
Why so?
Well, she's like the most useless Avenger.
Aw,
TM.
don't say that. I think she's
Because she
fine.
doesn't.
I do think it's interesting that they paired Hawkeye with Black Widow because together they are redundant. Like you only need one person who's gonna be like the super
Right.
stealthy guy, or lady, whatever.
Right, that's what I mean. And it's like in all of the action shots in the other movies, it's like everybody's doing flips and smashing cars and throwing stuff, and even Hawkeye's like, I got a million arrows, and then she's just like guns.
Yeah. Well, she
And
got
it's just so
stingers,
out of
like
place
electric
with the
stuff.
rest of it.
I think they work well together, and I think they are like more the grounded. But the thing is, in the MCU, like they were important in the beginning because they were like, oh, assassins. Those are a thing in our world, and like they're kind of the most grounded, like characters in this Avengers movie. But now with Endgame, with your flying Pegasi and giant people and aliens and everything coming together, like everyone's on board at this point. They don't need to worry about like containing their power levels. Like everyone
That did
is.
remind me of like the one point in the movie that really took me out of it.
What's that?
And I was like, oh no,
Is
why
it?
did they do that?
Is it what I think it is? Go ahead. I had a moment
What
like
do
that
you
too.
think it is?
Captain Marvel.
Well, I was. They used
That was kind
Captain
of it for
Marvel
me.
exactly how I thought
You predicted?
they would. I was
Interesting.
worried that she was going to be the Deus Ex of the movie, and she was like 4 times.
Yeah, they kind of. That's her
But-
character trait. I mean, somebody compared her to Superman, and I was a little mad about that because I like Superman, but I don't like Captain Marvel. But it
The
was
one
pretty much
part
that.
really got me, and I think it was just because of like the meta knowledge of like her
Yeah.
history with her movie and like all the reporters and like that whole fiasco that occurred when it was like the spoilers in case we haven't crossed that
Spoilers.
threshold.
Spoilers.
But
Yeah.
we're just gonna keep saying it every time it comes up. But like when they were in the final like push to get the gauntlet to Stark or whatever, and
Right.
Spider-Man had it,
Yeah.
he was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get there.
Oh, that moment.
She was like, "Here I am," and then it was like the
The
fucking Team
ladies.
Ghost Squad showed up.
Yeah.
And it was like-
Yeah. That was
It like
interesting.
her and then like 2 other girls that could have kind of like appropriately showed up because they had flying powers and means to get there, and I was like, okay. And then like 4 other ones teleported in, and I was like,
Yeah.
real?
Yeah. It was.
We
They
got-
wanted
we
to.
got
I can tell it was
and they were
definitely.
like, oh, gee, Rick, I don't know if we can get it there. And then they were like, don't
Yeah.
worry, we've got girl power.
Yeah. It
And it's
was.
like it just felt pandering, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
Mm-hmm. It was basically
It
like
didn't feel like it was there for any reason other than that.
somebody pointed out that the entire moment was
Also,
to
trolls.
what?
I totally thought Cap was going to eat it for sure.
No,
Like,
okay.
that was what I got wrong.
I was like kind
And
of
I'll
like
explain why, but
I know why. I know why. The director said why, and I kind of like it now that they pointed it out.
pointed out what
The
Wait,
reason-
you know why what.
The character. Okay, so spoilers. Cap kind of becomes selfish and decides to live a happy life and go back in time and just lead a full, long, old, happy life. And Iron Man sacrifices himself. And the director said they thought it was nice, and Robert Downey Jr. didn't like Iron Man sacrificing himself either, but the idea was that they both kind of ended up in a different place than they started off in. Like Captain America.
Well, and see, but they had the opportunity to do that the other way, which is why I thought it was going to be the other way. Because initially, Captain was like,
He did sacrifice himself.
self-sacrificing.
He's already sacrificed himself.
Right.
Like literally sacrificed. He thought he was like
But that's
dying
what
for
I-
them.
But he did that, and then all of the events of like Civil War and stuff, and he was like very disillusioned. He's like, now I'm going to fight for me now. And then like with the world on end, like you would think that he would come back around and accept his role as like the hero and like make the big sacrifice.
Yeah.
And like that would complete that circle. And it
No,
was-
he
there
already
was a
did that like
parallel
8
circle with
times.
Stark.
I'm okay with him
But there
doing
was
that
a
like 8
similar
times.
But like same thing with Stark, where it was like he has been confronting this idea of like becoming a father or whatever, and like he wasn't sure how to get out of his,
Eh.
hero life.
But
And
you're
then he
saying like you
loses
wish they had
his
stayed the
kind of
same.
face. well, he kind of takes like Peter as his almost like a surrogate son, and then loses
Yeah.
Peter and is like, oh fuck, maybe I need to actually do that. And then they come around, and like if he had made it, he could have settled into a life with what's her name, with Pepper,
Yeah. DD Loop,
and
I
like
really hope
accepted
they
his role
add.
as a father.
I want them to add Sentry to
Which
the
is why
movies.
I'm not saying that it is better or worse for being that way. I was just explaining why I got it wrong. Like that's what I thought it would be, and it
Oh, so you
ended up
weren't saying
being
you
the
inliked
inverse.
it. You were just saying that it
No,
frustrated.
you asked me what was wrong. I feel like they played
Oh.
everything how they should have played it in the story,
Okay.
even down to when Strange let Stark know that this reality was the one, because Stark historically, even in the movies, has like if you ever tell him ahead of time, he'll try and plan his way out of it. But
Yeah.
if you let him know, the minute of, like, he'll always make the sacrifice himself, like he did with the missile in New York. It's like if he doesn't have time to think about it, then he'll make the play.
Yeah. No,
You know,
I think like the
and so
more
it's
I
like
think
everything
about the
about the
movie,
way that they did it worked.
yeah.
But I was just explaining why I thought it was the way it was.
Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry. DD Loop just put in the chat. What, like, I don't know. Just mentioning the idea of doing a Marvel zombie, because like multiverse is honestly going to be what the next like big thing I think for like that's definitely what they're setting up. Secretly, I hope Mysterio. Look at that pretty man. Look at him. He's great. He's the best. He mentions multiverses in the new
Also,
trailer,
I agree
and
with Albie in there
oh,
with like
about the
what's up
Hulk.
with civil. Yeah,
Okay,
it just kind of
so
came out of left field.
the
It was
directors
just like a
also
hand wave.
the directors also said this. It was supposed to originally happen in the first movie because he was like dealing with the Hulk and like how Hulk wasn't like he wasn't able to transform. Like Banner was supposed to like work it out with Hulk like live on screen and then become that version of Hulk. But they felt like it was weird for everyone to be getting their asses kicked and everyone losing stuff. And then Hulk's like, "Well, I'm doing okay over here, guys. I just finally solved the problem that I've been dealing with for these like past 20 movies." And then they were also going to originally do it before they were going to have a few like nerd Hulk scenes before like getting into like the main plot of the movie, but they felt like it just kind of felt like separated from everything, and they thought that just kind of dropping him in the movie as was probably like just the most efficient way of doing things and kind of funny the way they did it. Like they thought the laugh was pretty good, and
Yeah,
I do agree. I think like
it just kind of came out of left field
I'll see if I can
to me.
find this like they all like the one thing they said was they like one thing I thought was funny was the directors originally thought the girl power scene was a little too fan servicey. I think the thing that was interesting about the girl power scene was I think it was supposed to be like, look how many strong female characters we have in our movie franchise, but it kind of just came off as like they
Well,
were
not only
look at
did
our
it seem fan
trophies, look at what we
servicey,
did, look how many
but
women we
like,
have.
yeah, but didn't they not succeed at getting the job done anyway? So it's like even as an empowerment move, they
I
all
didn't even
just
think about
got
that.
taken apart and beat anyway. So it's
Yeah.
like even from a like, look how many empowered female heroes we have. It's like they still kind of didn't do their job. So like even from that end, it
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, Spider Verse, hell yeah. I think that they're gonna definitely do,
I haven't
especially.
seen Spider Verse yet.
I'm very disappointed in you, but we'll rectify
Told you,
that.
one movie a year.
Then you picked the wrong movie. It was Spider Verse, and also it was last year, so you just double messed up. Anyway,
I know.
I've seen Spider Verse 100 times.
I'm
No,
just
I'm
waiting for
barely
Sonic, that's
exaggerating.
all.
Okay, we don't have to get into that. I'm very disappointed in all of that whole situation. Everyone's like, "Yay, they're reanimating it." No, like somebody is getting screwed there, and I can guarantee the person who's having to do all the extra work or hire other people or something, they were not the ones who were like, "Yeah, make Sonic look like that." Do that. Like the director of the Fast and the Furious was probably the one who's like, no, he needs to look like this. I directed the original Fast and the Furious, the objectively worst Fast and the Furious. I think I know what I'm talking about. And now he has to go back to those animators and be like, why'd you guys make it look so bad? I'm gonna have you guys reanimate everything. And like I've seen some people be like, no, they're just changing the model, they're gonna apply the same animations. It doesn't work that way. You can't just like Silhouettes are a thing. If they change the silhouette a little bit, you're gonna have to reanimate everything. Eye level is a thing. Height is a thing. They're gonna have to remake the whole damn movie. Like, and someone is working like crunch time, and it's all Fast and Furious guy's fault. I don't know his name. I'm not gonna remember it. Screw that guy. I hate that. Anyway, sorry. It's a triggering thing for me. That whole situation is just like watching Hollywood flush money down the drain has been mostly an entertaining thing, but then seeing them be like, "We've heard you and we're gonna fix it," has been like, they didn't push back the date. They didn't say who they were working with. They haven't announced any kind of like what the new design is going to be like. They could have cranked out a new design and be like, this is what it's going to look like. More than likely, they're going to tweak the face because they can do that without changing too much.
Or something, because that was one of the big complaints.
God.
Well, like I forget who I was talking to, but we were talking about it the other day, and the discussion went something like, how could they even believe that like that would be a design that could work?
Because they don't play the game.
We got into the conversation. Well, like we got into the conversation of how like maybe Detective Pikachu kind of like falsely misled them, because when those previews first showed up, people were like, "Ew, this is gross. What are you doing?" And
I still feel that way.
Everybody kind of turned around and it's like, "Okay, this is pretty cool."
I liked.
And they were like, well, maybe we'll get that too. And then just kept going with it.
I think that
gave them a false sense of security.
I'll say that you can actually find the guy who they based the designs off of, and they found a Twitter account that did realistic versions of Pokemon, and he's been doing it for a while. I think he kind of blew up doing those, and then they hired him on to do concept art for the movie. And I think they at least had an audience. Like, they knew this guy has a following. Some people like that he is doing these realistic versions of Pokemon. I think the biggest problem with that was, like, his look works with the cooler Pokemon, like the scarier Pokemon, and then everything else is not so much. But I enjoyed that movie for the most part. Hey, we got a video game movie that's halfway decent. Yeah, I know, because it's the one movie, and you already saw Endgame, so you're not going to see it. Moving on.
True.
But yeah. Yeah, you don't make the rules. Can you watch DVDs? Because Spider-Verse has been on DVD. You don't have an excuse to not watch Spider-Verse. It redeemed my faith in animation. That's how good of a movie it is.
Somebody send me a
torrent
DVD of Spider-Verse.
I'm not parting with my copy of Spider-Verse because you're terrible.
Those are my conditions.
Apom Nightmares is right. I think they actually tried making, like, I think they were trying to make Apom cute, and then they gave up, and they were like, let's just make him scary. Who cares? I think the director of Pokemon, the movie, probably had some experience with it, and then, like, but they, like, stuck somebody to his side who knew exactly what the heck was going on, and that person's...
Hold on, guys. I don't appreciate all these spoilers about...
Are you getting spoilered? About what?
No,
Apom? Apom's in the movie. Spoiler alert. I apologize.
Oh no.
But yeah, no, like, I think the thing it's interesting though, because it's like the biggest thing about the Pokemon movie that worked was, one, it had a lot of heart, and everyone says that, but it did. And on top of that, everything about the movie you could tell went through somebody who knew a lot about Pokemon. Like, they invented a new region, and they had all these kind of like internal logic about like how Pokeballs worked and how they worked in this region. And somebody did the math. They did the math, and they found a way to make it all work in a way that didn't like counteract everything in Pokemon. And yeah, I just wish they would do that with Sonic, but instead they played Gangster's Paradise because... Oh, you want to hear my theory for this? They played Gangster's Paradise during the trailer because it came out around the same time the first Sonic game did. And they're trying to... Literally the only reason they're making this movie is because people in our generation played Sonic when we were a kid.
For like the nostalgia dollar.
Yeah, and they think we have children now. We don't. There's none of our generation is having kids, and they're like, we gotta get those kids' monies, so we gotta appeal to these 90s kids. Hey, 90s kids, remember Gangster's Paradise? That movie came out when or that song came out when you were a child. Are you nostalgic about Gangster's Paradise? Because we're playing it during the Sonic movie. You're welcome. Yeah, let's change the entire Sonic movie. Right? It's just there's nothing there. There's nothing to be had except for Jim Carrey. Except for Jim Carrey. Damn, he looks good as Eggman in that last
I don't
frame.
even
And
yeah in the last frame.
that's
But
it.
like, I really hope they do it in a lot of trailers. I hope it was the case for this one, where they kind of like speed up the dialogue for the sake of the commercial, because like that back and forth between him and like the military commander guy was like
Yeah.
the timing was way bad on that. And
Yeah.
like I have to assume it was because it was for the trailer. You know what I mean? Like just the pace between the two of
I'm
them.
just
It's like I
depressed.
get he was supposed to
I'm
cut him
depressed now.
off and blah blah blah, but it just didn't. It was so bad.
I have not seen the AMV. Mr. Creamtastic, if you can post that down in the Discord. Hold on.
No.
I'm gonna post a
Is it-
link
Wait an AMV.
to the Discord real quick. Let me get this link, and then oh wait, I'm not even in the. Okay, I can't do that. Mouse, if you could somehow find a way to link people to that, I don't know how. I don't want to open programs because I fear the blue screen of death.
Yeah.
I think Albie's in
I'll
the
get on
Discord. If anyone can get a link, I believe I have it in the description as well. But so some. Just put it in the chat. You can just put it in the chat. That usually works. But the somebody said at some point, if they're trying to appeal to the 90s generation, why they changed the design so much? It's because whoever is in charge of making this movie, Fast and Furious guy, producers, whoever, they're not fans of the series, and they don't understand what makes Sonic popular to begin with, and they clearly didn't do the research, because the only thing that makes Sonic is still around today is because of his design.
You guys.
That's it.
Oh man, it's too good.
What? The AMV? Are you watching it?
Well, I just did a quick Google of Gangsta's Paradise Sonic AMV, and we've got two choices. One from April 30th, 2019, which is the one I assume we're talking about, and one from January 4th, 2007.
Oh, I want to see that one.
I'm sure is delightful and full of Sonic 06 clips.
That would be... We're going to YouTube, everybody. Hold on. I'm just going to do Sonic AMV first.
Yeah, I'll throw it in the... Oh, God, yeah.
Ooh.
I'm linking
Sonic
the
AMV
2007 one first.
Oh, 12 years ago. Okay, here we go, everybody. I'm gonna get copyright stricken for sure.
That is just like a silhouette with lightning bolts.
Oh my god, I can't do it anymore. Okay, we're already flagged. We already got flagged.
The 2007 one is gonna be good. It opens with them.
It is. It looks so good, but I just remember that I can't do this because I'll get flagged, and then every audio will be taken. It's probably already destroyed. I'm gonna mute it.
Creamtastic, which comments? The 07 or
let's go down. We're going to the 07 comments. Oh no, it's too small. I didn't do a good job of focusing things. Okay, that'll do for now.
Holy shit!
Are you enjoying it?
I don't know how that works, but
what's wrong?
No, the pinned comment is from 11 years ago, and it says 12 years from now there will be a live-action Sonic movie based on my video.
Oh, that's what happened.
It says edited, but
man,
it's gotta be good. It's still good.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody go to the Discord and watch that, because I don't want to get this. I don't want any more copyright strikes. I already have enough copyright problems on YouTube.
Man, we got Shadow the Hedgehog going.
Stop bragging. I want to watch it. Man. Okay. Y'all can go enjoy it. Please don't leave the stream too much. I might just end the stream right now to go watch it, because I really want to watch it. Stop enjoying it without me. Everybody sucks. Y'all suck.
I was laughing at you.
Oh, that's much better. Okay.
Fucking, it's got the IGN watermark in it.
This is... I want to go watch it. I don't want to stream anymore. We've been streaming long enough, haven't we? I think we've been streaming long enough.
With great power comes great responsibility.
No, I don't want it.
You know that.
I don't want it anymore. Can we just stream like
it makes you feel better.
a few days from now?
I'll stay on the chat. I'll stay on the chat after, and then we can watch it.
Okay. But I think that actually may be. I think that might be it. We don't want to overstream ourselves. I don't want to overtax my computer. I don't want to tempt the black hole Tron. And I think we've discussed pretty much everything I wanted to discuss today. Hopefully we got some new people
We're
in
gonna
the.
end it on Gangster's Paradise Sonic
Yes.
AMV.
Yes. I mean, there's nothing we can do to top that. Do you want to keep going? I don't. I might just end my entire YouTube career at this point, like, and start doing AMVs again, because apparently that's where the money is
Tony
at.
Rabbit says, "Why not watch it on mobile?"
I could, in just several minutes of silence.
Man, they got like clips from the old like TV show that they've clearly recorded, and it's got like the goddamn timestamp on it.
Maybe trolls. Maybe we will stream tomorrow. Maybe we can try that. Mouse, how are you looking for tomorrow?
I may be out tomorrow. It depends
Okay.
on when,
Um,
but I will
well,
probably be out tomorrow.
we're gonna be working on it, Trolls. We're gonna be
Sunday
trying
looks
to do
better.
this better. I have conquered most of my IRL demons that I've been dealing with as of late. I'm even working on a new video now. You guys will be happy to hear. It should be out sometime next week. Knock on virtual wood somewhere. How do I knock on virtual wood? Knock knock. There you go. But yeah, I think I'm going to Candy Wrap. I maybe I can upload a reaction of me watching it, and then well no, because then they'll get taken down too. I don't know. I just want to enjoy it in the privacy of my own home. I just want to
You
put it
know-
on a big screen
you wanna do
TV,
it-
make a big bowl of popcorn, and watch Sonic AMV Gangster's Paradise. I need this for me,
You don't
you
want
know.
to watch. You don't want to have a Crumb reacts.
Crumb
You've already
reacts.
gotten them
I
on
actually
the
have
side
considered doing
of
that.
the,
There's this great YouTuber, I can't remember his name, Peter something. He's a videographer, and I've been watching his content lately. And he has like some great videos about technique and all this other great video, like amazingly beautiful stuff. Casey Neistat looks up to him. That should give you some hint as like how talented this guy is. And his biggest videos are him reacting to other videos, like just like behind the scenes stuff. And it's crazy because it's like I get the appeal. I'm not one of those YouTubers who's like hating on people who do react videos because I get the appeal of it. It's the same appeal of like Let's Players. Like you enjoy being there and enjoying cool things with people. It's like having someone in the room with you, you know? So I don't know. You're joking about it, but I was thinking today about how I could do a react thing that would be at all satisfying because currently I just have, you know, a limited range of gestures and mobility.
Yeah, we'll have to work on the
Mobility.
puppets.
Yeah, I still need to get yours going so that you can be here with me. But
Nonsense. I exist
Yeah.
in and out of the void.
yeah, that's true. You tend to bounce around quite a bit. So I mean, if we're already having this much struggles with you, just you know, being here as a specter. But
This is the 1 week the audio has been my fault.
yeah,
Is it
that's
going
true.
that
It's usually
hard?
my fault. I'm on top of my shit today. But yeah, okay. I think that's about the end of the stream though. Yes, there is a video coming. I'm hoping I can stream either before that video goes up or very soon afterwards. You guys might, if you want to fully appreciate the new video coming up, you might want to look at the guy named Best Guy Ever. That's Best Guy Ever. He does mostly like anime videos and stuff like that, but I discovered him when he did a little thing called Mia Mathova, where he challenged himself to upload a new video every single day for the month of May. And it got to some pretty abstract places. He usually just kind of does like anime reviews, but it's been interesting watching him struggle through the month. And he's doing a little film competition. So, I don't know. Maybe old Jack here is trying to get some new audience from a big old YouTube channel. I don't know. Stay tuned. Mouse, do you have anything else you want to say before we sign off?
I found a beautiful new subreddit. I
Yes.
don't even think I'm going to explain it to anybody.
Well, okay. You mentioned this, and I'm excited. I wanted to hear about
Yeah,
this.
I
You're
did. I'm
tantalizing
throwing
me
it
with
in
it
the chat.
now.
Well, you have the option of continuing to stream and we discover this together.
But I'm
or-
tired. And Gangster's Paradise, Mouse. Anyway, post it.
It's true. I'm listening to it right now.
See, people want to go to sleep. Post it in the chat. Post your nonsense.
I did.
I don't see it. Am I like behind you guys? That might be
Probably.
the case. Oh, did you post in the Discord or the chat?
The chat.
I don't
Just the
see
way you
it.
are. The YouTube chat.
Did anybody else see it? You're just being mean to me. Is this the joke? That there is no link? The subreddit isn't our... It's we were the subreddit all along? I'm tired. I want to watch Gangster's Paradise and go to sleep. And then sleep with Gangster's Paradise playing in the background. And then Sonic saying, "You're too slow," or "Gotta go fast." Anyway.
Somebody else's also don't see it, but it's clearly on my screen.
Well, I
now.
mean, okay, somebody, maybe YouTube's just blocking it because it's a link. Try posting in the Discord. That's great. That's a perfect sign off. Everybody, go to the Discord. Find the Discord in the description
You
of this video.
fools.
It's down here. Were you memeing all along? Was this a Josh?
I
Were you
literally
joshing?
posted it again right before Sailor Boy said that, so I don't know what the deal is.
Okay.
I'll screen cap it. You'll all know. You'll see.
All right,
I'll see.
fine. It's probably just YouTube being like, you're a spam bot or something like that. But I wonder if there's a way I can promote you to like mod or something before we go. Let me scroll all the way back up to the top of our chat and
Well,
see.
you guys got my YouTube link, so that's weird that this one's not coming.
YouTube's
through.
probably fine with you linking to YouTube.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I added you to moderator, but I can also.
Okay, well, we all know how Reddit addresses work. It's just I'm
Well, no,
sorry,
post it.
John.
Try it now.
JON.
Try it now. I've made you. I've given you power. You now have power.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Probably. You can now delete things, I think, too. Meme mouse. This is who you are. My arm is disconnected? How's my arm disconnected?
It is. It's missing. I don't know.
What? Where's my arm? What happened to my arm?
You tell me.
It's right here. What are you guys talking about? Look, there it is. It's fine. Y'all suck. Arm's fine. It's just
The
behind my
other arm,
back.
like behind your back.
Yeah.
Oh,
See?
it's the combination of being
Oh, it's the
I think
search
it's the
bar.
combination of the white search bar plus behind your back.
Okay, hold on. Let me just there. Visible. I probably should just reanimate that. I should probably remake a lot of things, but I'm very busy right now, and I'm tired, and I need to go watch Gangster's Paradise. Did you post it? He did! I'm sorry,
did.
John. Alright, let's go to I'm sorry, John, before we go. Oh, wait, I'm on my...
We got his attention. He smells that subreddit blood.
Yeah, I need to go see this. I'm going to incognito mode. In case this is very bad. Yeah, I type it in by hand because I'm not in the chat on my computer because I can only do so much on this computer. I'm
I don't know what
sorry.
he means by it's super cursed, but I love it.
Sorry, John.
First,
Is this a Gar? Knowing you, this
is
is a Garfield thing, isn't it? I don't even need to click it.
I
Yeah.
was worried about the kind of content that would come out of it, but it continues to deliver every day to me and my eyes.
Okay. Well, that's as
it.
good of an ending as any to the stream.
Welcome to my nightmare.
Okay. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy this, I guess.
It's art.
Sure. It's art. We could have ended on Gangster's Paradise, but we're ending on this instead. It was a wise
Joke's on
decision.
you, I'm still listening to Gangster's Paradise.
While enjoying this. Okay. This got to a weird place, but I hope you all had a good night. I hope you have a good evening, Netscape Navigators. I am going to enjoy
that comic that's on the screen right now.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna watch the AMV and probably not this stuff because I think I've actually seen a lot of this already. But yeah, if you guys enjoy Garfield and Nightmare Fuel, there you go. Thank Mouse for that. And join the Discord because we're trying to spend more time there and there's a lot of great stuff. And have a good night, Netscape Navigators. Hope you guys have a good one. Okay.
Adios.
Let me get this shit off the fucking screen. Good night. Okay, now it's over.
Shelby came back.